sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about.
But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Cleveland, this is for you.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about? That phrase.
Folks, what is going on? Welcome to a new episode of the A&I Podcast. I'm your boy Arden talking to you.
And I am Isaiah Smalls, man. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Absolutely.
I'm happy,
good
man.
For you to be here. You are? You are, bro?
Yeah, I am.
We're
I am.
Get into it because you was telling us some mad
I am,
shit beforehand. But I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy the audience is back with us, man. Salute
yes,
to
sir. Yes, sir.
Our podcast faithful. Of course, salute to our EP, the man that makes sure we got the facts and that we stay on track and read.
Big salute. Big salute, Reed.
Of course, big salute. Good brother.
Big salute.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
Real. How are you doing, man?
Come on, bro. Hey, you know, I messed up.
The man got some more beach problems over there in Miami.
Nah, hey, man. At this point, I am a Miami Beach resident. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be all up on the TV, you know, talking about these kids and yelling at them for twerking in the street. I'm not that Miami Beach resident. I am not that. But it has been madness down here. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, survive down here. It's a black man trying to survive in a place that didn't allow black people for a very long time.
Look at the card he plays. Look at the card he plays to flag.
Hey, as a fellow brother, I have to agree with that. I can't even be mad at all. And
thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's less about the kids and more about the adults, the 30 and overs who are with these kids during these crazy times in Miami.
Yes, sir.
That's out of pocket.
Yeah.
I will gladly
very out of pocket
for this particular situation. I really
as you should. As you should. You gotta know when to hang it up, man. You never want to be there too long, man. You can't be, you know, 30 plus on the beach and trying to kick it with some college kids, man. That's not right. That's not right at all. Can't co-sign it. Can't co-sign it.
Do you want to humble yourself or do you want to humble yourself? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, you get away from the beach, let them kids be, or any other place that is home for spring break. But seriously, shout out to everybody that checked out the first episode. We're only getting better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building. And man, in the week since we last spoke, there's been so much that we need to talk about it. So, of course, we got to start off with one of our great segments that's on the A&I podcast, which is Hot Stories, in which we tell you some of the biggest things that caught our attention over the last week. Good brother Zay, you started off.
Hey, man, you know, it's March Madness, and emphasis on the madness, both down here in South Beach and up there in Indy, excuse me, you know, Big Ten for all the hoopla, you know what I'm saying, that's they received this year. They did not show up in the tournament. Simple and plain. Didn't show up. And, you know how fans get when people don't show up. They're not happy. But what we want to talk about today is something that crossed the line a little bit, man. Something that crossed the line a lot of bit. Not even a little bit, a lot of bit. Specifically, we're talking about Ohio State's EJ Liddell, and Illinois' Kofi Cockburn, man. So both of these teams, both the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Illini, they didn't make it out of the first weekend, you know. Sucks, but they did it. You know, Ohio State's number 2 seed. Ohio State's number 2 seed, Illinois is number 1 seed. Both got bounced. And so there was, you know, a certain sect of the fans that got a little too rowdy and was all up in the DMs talking crazy. I'm talking racial epithets, homophobia, all of it, man. And I mean, I'm not surprised because this is what happens every time someone loses. You know what I'm saying? Like, these fans they think that they own the world, but you know, it is what it is. But I just don't understand how you can talk to a kid like that. Like, EJ Liddell is 20 years old. Kofi Cockburn is 21. Like, how you want to address these kids, telling them to die? You know what I'm saying? Like, calling them all types of all types of slurs. It's like, bro, what? Come on now. I can't fade. What's your thoughts on it, Arjun?
Yeah, bro. It's just another example of why fans can be losers, bro. Like fans
Straight
can be
losers.
flat out losers, and it's like it's never that serious. It's just a game. It is just a game.
Exactly.
These are college kids
Exactly.
who aren't getting paid, by the way, to play a game that you may have bet your entire life savings on. Like, why are you
Which was stupid
on kids? Which is stupid in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just for it to be young kids, bro, young black kids to get those sort of threats, to get that sort of negative energy. I'm appreciative of the schools for reacting quickly and for going to the local authorities, because that's the thing. That's a whole nother separate conversation, and it's online. Get too comfortable saying stuff because there's no sort of consequences, and we need to chill with that. I am a big proponent of, to these athletes, to any sort of celebrities or whatever. You have somebody that speaks out of pocket. It always can't be about, be the bigger person, move on. Nah, bro. Legal action should be taken if it's actually eligible, bro, because certain things are just demeaning and extremely nasty. So that's just how I feel about it, man. Just to start this off, like, fans are just losers. It's adults. It's whoever that feel comfortable behind their screen to say a whole bunch of madness that they would not say in real life. Because let me tell you something, guys.
Them Twitter fingers. I have met
Kofi Cockburn.
That's a big dude.
Back when he was playing
That's a big dude.
School, I covered him when he was playing at Christ the King here in New York. That's a big boy. He was big at 16, and he's damn sure big now. And you would not say those things. I know.
Not at all. I just don't. To me, like, I just don't understand what like moves somebody to do this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Hopefully, we can bleep this out. But that's some white people shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. If you are somebody that is harassing a NBA player, a college player, I've never seen someone of this pigment do that. You know what I'm saying? From a fan's perspective, you know what I'm saying? Once you're on the court, it's a totally different thing. You know, but from a fan's perspective, like, I mean, my mind immediately jumped to, the stuff going on with Russell Westbrook and the way that Utah fans was treating my boy. Like, that's, come on now.
That became like an
it's wild
narrative, Westbrook versus fans, for like 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
Because fans were really out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like, fans were really out of pocket.
Exactly.
And I know Westbrook's emotions can be out of pocket a lot, but I know
of course.
It was not him being the first to respond. I know it.
No,
was.
never.
I know
never.
it was.
Never.
And hey, I'm not somebody that typically brings in race, even though I know race exists and it's always real and it's always frequent. But yeah, it's typically white people that be doing that stuff, bro. White people got most of the courtside seats. White people got most of the nice seats. They be tripping, especially in Utah.
They do.
Especially in Utah.
They do.
Damn Mormons. I know they do. I know that.
Like just because you bought a ticket, and I'm ending here because we gotta move on. Just because, and this is just the rule of thumb, just for anybody who needs the reminder. Just because you bought a ticket, or just because you bet your life savings, doesn't give you the right to go harass somebody. All right, never do that. All right, just end it. Don't even try it. Maybe if you need to get some frustration out, type up the message. But if you press send, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you.
Absolutely, they will.
Hit you with a charge, man.
Working with the players to get it done. And speaking of what was unnecessary and downright sad, it was the NCAA not having the proper workout space for the women's basketball teams in March Madness to get their swole on. Okay, it was embarrassing. The story broke out initially late last week when Oregon player Sadon Prince uploaded to our social media exposing the NCAA for the terrible workout setup that they had set up for all of the March Madness participants on the women's side. The setup literally looked like something that is pretty solid for a hotel stay, but not for the best women's basketball competitors in the world. It was like one little rack in which there probably wasn't a dumbbell heavier than 20 to 25 pounds, and there was barely any sort of additional equipment. And there was something that over last weekend really generated a lot of outrage and led to the NCAA and any other guilty parties to apologize for what they've done. And it's just another matter of, and this is a deep one, why can't folks respect the ladies? Why can't folks give ladies what they need to succeed? It is out of hand. I've always felt this way. But ever since I started covering women's basketball up close, I'm going on year 5 of covering women's basketball.
Okay, year 5.
The WNBA. I'm in the building, showing love, and it's one of those things where it's like, bro, I know how good to great these women are. I know how they will walk into my local Lifetime Fitness, into your local New York Sports Club, YMCA, JCC, Police Athletic League, playground, and they would demolish you. Demolish you.
People don't realize how good they are.
Properly take care of them. To not properly take care of them in terms of the weight room. This is not even something that a lot of guys who are sexist and misogynists be like, well, the women don't generate much profit. What does profit got to do with the fact that women should get the best facilities to get their swole on?
Absolutely not.
It's also not professional. We got to remember that. That's the big difference, right? They say it's amateur, but they treat them like they're professionals.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. Ain't no amateurs, man. For real. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Good brother Zay, passes to you.
I mean, when I saw it, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Sadan. Like, I mean, that's amazing. Way to pull the cover back and really expose the NCAA. Big salute to you. Because I know a lot of people wouldn't have done that. A lot of times, some of these things that we tell these college kids is like, it's okay, just power through it. Nah. That needed to be seen, and I'm happy that that's out there in the world. So hopefully something good will come of it. I mean, I just don't understand when you have these great teams in not even just women's college basketball, in basketball history. UConn, that is a great program in college basketball history. That boy Gino has been putting out more stars than anybody I can really think of. Like, let's talk about it. Let's really, really talk about it. And the fact that they still don't get the respect that they deserve. I mean, it's 2021, man. Like, Me Too just happened. Let's pick up the pace a little bit, guys. Like, come on now. I just don't. We got to do better as a society. We do. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's mad sexist. When I saw how expansive that male weight room, damn. That joint kicking my ass right now. But the facilities, when I saw the men's facilities, that joint, I mean, it blew me away. And then when I saw her, point the camera to that little weight rack, that, my mom got a better weight rack than that.
Dog, that looks like the one I've seen at the hotels when they actually have like a fitness facility, bro. That's what they give you. Like, hey, here's like up to 20, 25-pound dumbbells. Here's a little something for you next to the 2 treadmills and the machine to work on your pecs. That's what they give you, bro. That's what they give you at the hotel, and that makes you go, damn, this is 4-star. I like it.
Yeah. You see that joint, you get a little happy. Definitely.
That's a fact, but it just continues to lead down this bigger problem of why is it hard to give the necessary things to everybody to make sure everything is equal? It's just not that hard for folks to understand, man. And folks get so quick, and I saw it on Twitter, of course, from whoever I saw it from, which was multiple people. People go, oh, how much money do the women generate? How much do people watch women's basketball?
That tired argument, bro.
What stars they have? It's like that does not matter. That's more like, yes, that's a fair quote unquote argument when we're talking about the money aspect of it. Okay, cool. But when we're talking about giving players what they need to properly prepare for the greatest collegiate event in their careers, profit don't matter. I don't care if there was 0 people watching March Madness. You brought them here in the middle of a panoramic to play
the big panty
location.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? you gotta come on, man. And that's excusable for the NCAA. Come on, man. Like, how do you forget? How is there a miscommunication, as they said?
Miscommunication, bro. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. They didn't care. They didn't think that no one would find out. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what's done in the dark will come to light, man. So hey, I'm happy that she exposed them. Hopefully, 2022 we'll see a little bit better facilities. And if not, let's keep exposing them, man. Keep exposing them.
Let's keep on exposing them. And for other people who need to be exposed, you already know what time it is, man. I love this part of the show so much. You know that.
This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play.
That's right. He or she can't play. The segment in which we tell you guys something that was so egregious, something that was flat out insane that we gotta call them out. Isaiah, I'm gonna let you go first because I actually have another person to shout out for the wrong reasons this week.
Okay.
I'll let you get the first shot.
Okay. Well, let me take you back to my headspace where I was this morning. I woke up this morning in the middle of Bushwick. And I was like, dang, it's like 3:30 in the morning. I got to go catch a flight, 6 a.m. flight to come back to the beautiful, beautiful city of Miami. And, I wake up, dust the cold out my eye. I look down on my phone and I see Draymond Green talking crazy on Twitter, talking about I am the best defensive player ever.
Right.
And not one of the greatest. I am the greatest ever. Bruh, come on now. I lost it. I went right to the career averages, man. But let's not even start there. I want to bring it back to the quote that he said to kind of, qualify why he's the greatest. Reaction time, toughness, being able to see the picture long before it develops. And most importantly, in order to finish a defensive possession, you've got to rebound, and I think I rebound well. The 7 boards? That's your career average, 7 boards? And you're a great rebounder? I mean, you're a serviceable rebounder, and that's not to take anything away from, Draymond's career. Draymond Green has been a great defender. He hasn't been in a couple years, but in the grand scheme of things in his career, he has been a great defender. 1 DPOY, 5-time all-defensive team. That's great. But there has been a lot of great defenders. My thing is this. I was scrolling through the all-defensive team just to see how he stacks up. Like I said, 5 of them things. 5 mentions. Kawhi got 6. And 2 DPOYs. Kobe got 12 all-defensive teams. Should have won a DPOY somewhere along the line, but that's neither here nor there. Hakeem got 9 and 2 DPOYs. MJ, the GOAT, his airness, 9 and 1 DPOY. Gary Payton, the glove, 9 and 1 DPOY. I was lost for words because the thing is, there's not one area of Draymond Green's game. There's not one area of Draymond Green's game that you can look at and say, you are dominant when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. The one thing I would give him would be IQ, defensive IQ. But then I thought about it for a second. I was like, hold up, you kicking balls in the NBA Finals and you costing your team championships. That's not high IQ. That's not high IQ. I mean, don't get me wrong. You probably let the frustration get the best of him. And I don't want to, I get it. We all get mad. But come on, bro. I'm sorry, that got me hot. That got me real hot. And I love Draymond Green. He's a Michigan kid. I'm a Michigan kid. Shout out Saginaw. But hey, bro, let's choose our words more carefully next time. One of the greatest, not the.
Hey,
come on, bro.
Hey, listen. Did any of those guys you named while playing Lockup D told a retiring great they don't love you like that though?
Hey, can you tell me 100% that you know what Gary Payton was saying? One of the most notorious trash talkers to ever step foot on an NBA court. I can't tell you what was said, but I bet you it was more disrespectful than that. Somewhere along the line, he said something even more out of pocket than that. Hey, man. And plus, that's the glove. I don't even understand how my man's is Draymond's nickname, you know what I'm saying? Dre. How does that show defensive greatness? You got the glove. Like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get heated again, bro.
But nah, I ain't gonna. Nah, that was great to get that type of passion from you, brother. Way to go. Way to hold it down. Not me.
I need to sip some water.
What was funny to me about that before going to my selection was, I ain't gonna front. Tony Allen's reply was classic.
Of course.
And then with the whole line, we don't believe you need more people. But for Dre to get back at him on some, I was waiting for your stamp, big bro. You ought to know, because we used you against your own team. That was hard. That was hard. I remember that series. Tony.
That was.
But nah. But Dre was bugging. I'm with you there. I know for me, my selection this week, and this is coming more from a place of sadness, not actual blame.
Okay.
I'm going with Solomon Hill, man. That's Hill, bro. I gotta go ask you, son, because you've created an empty void in my heart for the next month or two, being that unfortunate yet legal basketball play between you and Bron last weekend has resulted in my man proving that he is indeed mortal. Okay, that hurt my heart.
That's true.
You know, and you know what it was too? It was just the progression of how I felt. I see LeBron sprains the ankle. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. Bron gonna be back in. Well, you know, little nicks and bruises.
Yeah.
And I see, all right, high ankle sprain, out indefinitely. Oh,
the walking boot too.
And the walking boot, I was so upset because, of course, love watching Bron. Huge Bron fan.
Of course.
I'm looking at the play going, man, you didn't need to dive, bro. Come on, man. Come on. But it's a legal basketball play. It happens. Like, I don't know how anyone could honestly stop their full momentum as they're already rolling. It's unfortunate. But Solomon Hill, I have to pick you because you created a deep sadness within my heart. And that's honestly something that we got to talk about as well. The fact that the NBA is undergoing some serious changes for the next couple of months because LeBron James and my favorite rookie, LaMelo Ball, will be missing extended action because of their injuries. In case
what is ESPN going to do?
LeBron.
Yeah, joking. Man. Go ahead. Keep going.
Don't know this. In case folks don't know this somehow, some way, LeBron James suffered a high ankle sprain last Saturday during a loose ball collision with Solomon Hill from the Atlanta Hawks, and LaMelo Ball got injured falling on his wrist following a layup attempt against the LA Clippers. For LeBron, the Lakers have given him an out indefinite label just because it gives them time to evaluate and see what can happen. It doesn't seem like LeBron needs surgery. But for LaMelo Ball, LaMelo's status is still out indefinitely with a chance to be out for this season. There's a lot of reasons for that. There's still a couple more months or so in the NBA season. He did suffer a fracture of his thumb on his shooting hand. But I'm still very much sad because if there was any players that was giving me joy, besides the guy who I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 weeks will win MVP, it was LeBron and it was LaMelo Ball. Especially LaMelo, the big baller, shot caller, because I was saying for the previous year leading up to the draft about how he should have been the number 1 pick.
You and me both.
Telling everybody, I was saying, just like you were saying, I was like, LaMelo Ball is clearly the number 1 pick. No disrespect to Anthony Edwards. He's playing better in Minnesota, and he's always been really solid throughout this year. But as we say, LaMelo Ball is different. Playmaker, 6'8", walking triple-double. You've seen the difference he made for Charlotte instantly. The biggest difference maker that they have is Charlotte. Exactly why they're in the playoff race. So to see him be out, and then of course see Bron be out. So for the moment, we can say year 18 and age 36 with much excitement. It hurts me, man. That's how I got to start it off. I'm hurt.
Hey, I mean, I'm right there alongside with you, man. And it's not just those two. I mean, like Steph is out right now, currently, as of what, March 24th, March 24th. Steph's out, Joel's out. I mean, AD's still out. I think like I don't know what's going on right now, but I mean these NBA stars dropping like flies, man. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
Do you guys think this is because the shortened season coming back right after that? You know, over the summertime, a lot of people might be pointing towards that. They didn't give them time to recover like that.
I mean, I don't want to say that. I don't want to put it on that because, you know, Braun spends a milli on his body every single year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if Braun didn't want to play and Braun didn't think that he was ready to play, he wouldn't have played. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, as Arden said, like, it was a basketball play. Sometimes you sprain your ankle in basketball, man. I sprained my ankle hooping. Like, it's part of the game. And it's unfortunate for this to happen at this juncture when, you know, I think the Lakers are 4th in the West right now. They already didn't have AD. So, you know, I mean, your guess is as good as mine what they about to do. They got smacked by the Pelicans last night. So, I mean,
that Lakers team, and but even that's to answer Reed's question, I feel like the sort of injuries we're seeing, it doesn't really tie to a lack of rest because they're getting injured on basketball plays, like loose ball play, LaMelo falling on his layup after taking a layup, Steph falling after doing a basketball move, Joel getting injured on a basketball move. I feel like it's just one of those crazy occurrences where basketball plays happen. It's like, yeah, somebody's gonna get hurt, but it's a fair question. It's a fair question because
definitely.
If it wasn't injuries, it would have came down to a quality of play, right? Like, again, let's be honest. The beginning of this NBA season, the play was cheap because you had cats either not have an off season to fully rest, or you had cats that hadn't played in 7 or 8 months, including the off season. So that first month was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I don't think the lack of an offseason affected the game in regards to injuries, but it definitely affected how it came down to the play of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll see what these teams are really made of right now. Specifically the Lakers. I think, you know, they obviously are reigning NBA champions, but they don't have their 2 best players. So we'll see where they end up in the standings and how soon we'll get Braun or AD back, because without them, they're going to start dropping. They're going to start dropping. I mean, the Hornets, luckily they still got Gordon Hayward, you know, but as you mentioned, you know, LaMelo was really the driving force of that team. So we'll see what happens with them. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys back healthy, because the NBA is a much better place when we have a healthy LeBron James. I was saying it last year when Steph was hurt. The NBA is a much better place when there's a healthy Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? So to see all these guys out, I mean, it doesn't make me want to watch the NBA as much as I do, because it's like, all right, no Bron. I'm not going to watch Kyle Kuzma put up 25 shots. That's not how I want to spend my night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, though.
And you know what's so funny about that too? Excuse me. Was the fact that I've been saying privately and publicly that the NBA, as exciting as it can be at times, I was saying that the NBA was becoming more unwatchable every year. And I feel like it's a matter of the games, bro. Like, my favorite NBA season to this day will always be the lockout year. 66 games, started on Christmas, and I enjoyed the timeline. I enjoyed that timeline. And the bubble season happens to be my second favorite.
I was about to say the bubble season was live.
Yeah, I just feel like 82 games is a lot, bro. And I know they're playing 70-something games now, but I don't think you need that many games. I don't think we need 70-something. I don't think we need 82. I think the sweet number is 60-something perhaps, maybe even 60, because we need a better quality of basketball. And we need to value the health. And I get that, you know, the league don't want to sacrifice all that ticket money and all the sponsorship money and all the ad money. Yeah. But are y'all going to continue valuing the money over health, over performance? right? Like, again, like, there's a reason why the NFL, no matter how much people try to trash it, is king. Yes, the 16 games, 17 games, but it's the value in the day. Everybody knows the vibe between September, not even September. Everybody knows the vibe between August and February with what your weekend plans are. Or what you got on a random Thursday or a random Saturday or a random Monday. There's value in that, especially when it's actual teams that should be playing in that time. Now, I get it. The NFL, to those listening, they haven't shot the best percentage with some of the teams they put in prime time. I agree. But it's way better than when we was looking at it before. And this is before the season. It'd be like, dog, I don't care if it was NBA TV, WeTV, or ESPN. Why am I seeing bum old Charlotte on my TV, bro? Why am I seeing random old, I'm blanking on teams right now. Why I'm seeing like a bad Hawks team? Or why I'm seeing a bad Chicago team? Or why I'm seeing Sacramento on my goddamn 10:30 game on ESPN? Why am I seeing all of these random teams, bro? I don't care if it's Tuesday night. I want to watch good ball. And I don't want to see Sacramento versus Memphis at 10:30. This is before obviously Ja and them came through. And came through. Ain't nobody want to watch that crap.
Not the Tuesday. Not the Tuesday. Not the Tuesday.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, man. So I think they got to figure that out. But Isaiah, this next topic we got.
Let's get a little bit more serious. You know, moment of silence, real quick. Now let's get into it. All right, man. It's scary hours down there in Houston, man. Scary hours, specifically with that man named Deshaun. I mean, I think we're up to 20 women coming forward with claims of sexual misconduct for Deshaun Watson. You know, the reigning NFL passing yards leader right now, who, you know, I think it should be mentioned, is seeking a trade, wanted to get out. I think the other day he was hit with lawsuit number 14. I mean, this is crazy. And I kind of wanted to, if you don't mind, start this segment out by reading something that in my research, I stumbled across this piece about how we don't really know who Deshaun Watson is. I mean, of course, you know, there's this image of Deshaun Watson being, you know, this good guy, this, you know, stand-up citizen. But at the end of the day, we don't know who he is. And I just want to read this. It was by Drew McGarry. So shout out Drew McGarry. I've followed him on Twitter for a while. I believe he used to work at GQ, but let me read this. Okay. You don't really know if Deshaun Watson is a nice guy. Shit, his teammates may not even know. The only avenue I have for judging Watson's character is from snippets of him expertly laying out defensive schemes to the press and slapping helmets with his buddies on the field. That's all I have. How the fuck can I know what the man is capable of? I can't. No other fan, no matter how much they hate the Texans organization, can. And I think that's a good point. I mean, when this news of these allegations came out, you saw a lot of people stand up for Deshaun Watson. You know, people saying, "Yo, there's no way he could do it. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, yada yada yada." But again, to Drew's point, do you know him personally?
No.
Are you willing to cap for him like that? I mean, you're looking kind of crazy, just especially considering the statistics surrounding sexual assault, where less than 10% of those are false. I mean, like,
and that's a key stat people got to remember.
Exactly.
It's even while we gotta balance out respecting real victims, whether or not they receive their legal justice. It's also respecting the fact that, hey, there are people who have been set up. But with that said, in the middle averages, it's still about the victims, dog. And we're gonna go follow up saying.
Wait, before you continue. Survivors. I was taught that. Shout out the good woman at Spelman. Survivors, not victims. Victims has a negative connotation to it.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We dropping knowledge on the A&I podcast every now and then. Go ahead.
Salute to the Spelman sisters. I will use survivors. The averages between survivors surviving, whether or not they get their actual justice in court, versus those who were wrongfully accused. For while both ends of the spectrum are true, the average still shows that survivors are telling the truth. I can acknowledge both because it's real, but if you have to choose a side, you got to go with the survivors, bro.
You have to.
And I feel like
you have to.
Even with Deshaun, right? Even with Deshaun, among the defense that you talked about just now, right? In regards to, oh, Deshaun didn't do it, da-da-da-da-da, that people online were saying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks were quick to go with the theory of, yo, it's the Texans setting them up.
Yeah.
He went for a trade, and they're doing it. So I want you guys to listen to yourself real quick.
Yeah.
You telling me an NFL team is willing to go the length of all lengths to keep a player in town, knowing what the potential consequences would be if that man was innocent? This is what we're doing. We feel like this is really a thing. Like, yo, the Texans would absolutely say, no, Deshaun, we need you to stay here, and we're willing to get 20 plus women to lie on your name, even if we know there's a chance they could come back on us. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I respect Deshaun Watson's innocent at this moment for what I know of, and believe he is innocent till proven guilty, I'm not rolling with that theory. And
I agree.
My whole thought process in this entire time, listen, when there's smoke, there's fire. 20 plus women, bro.
That's a lot.
Regardless of how you feel with the lawyers, and as
that's
much
a lot.
as I said, Deshaun has every right to be innocent until proven guilty because he is.
Correct.
He
Correct.
is.
We live in America.
100%. 20 plus is like, hey, man.
Even 10 is a lot.
Even
10 is a lot.
Even 5 makes me uncomfortable.
I mean, one makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, but you got Yeah. But
it's just like, damn, bro. Like, I can't just ignore that. Like, I can't ignore that. I can't.
Something happened.
Ride with him. So
something happened. We were gonna have to wait till it goes to court to figure out what happened, but something clearly happened. There's something happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even call it a miscommunication because that's going to mischaracterize it.
Yeah.
Something happened, and we're going to have to wait to see what it bear out.
And I'm with you there in regards to the fact that something happened just enough for it to lead to any of those women to be like, this is what it was.
Definitely.
Period. So there has to be wrongs that are righted. I don't care if the man is completely innocent. The fact that all 20 came through, unless all 20 are proven to be some scammers, Deshaun's gonna have the answer for the fact that, bro, you clearly did something that for a while it was not a crime. It did something to Shorty to be like, yo, I gotta do something with this. But I am taking the side of I need to see all of the facts.
Exactly.
But I'm being respectful to the survivors that are stepping up, and I'm being respectful to Mr. Watson and his current innocence. And I think that is the best stance to take.
Of course. I mean, you don't want to fall down the rabbit hole of advocating for a man, and it comes back. 20 of them. All 20 of them were correct. You don't want to be in that position. And I've seen some high-level media members, too, quoting that, using that, what's that line, that my sources close to Deshaun say, hey, man, just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
It's not.
The odds aren't in your favor, my guy. But again, innocent until proven guilty.
It's not. It is not at all, man. To close out the show, you already know we got to do our weekly NBA MVP watch. So once again, you understand the vibration.
Oh, listen to the crowd.
That's right. It is your weekly NBA MVP watch brought to you by the A&I Podcast. Another week, another chance to analyze the MVP rankings. And there has been some serious change in the rankings due to some unfortunate events, but we got to talk about it. Zay, what's the word? Who's on top of your MVP board?
All right, so I know last time, I took a dark horse with my man Jimmy Butler, just because the Heat were on a bit of a run at the time. Not so much anymore. I think they've dropped their last 4. So gotta, unfortunately, sorry Jimmy Butler, gotta throw you away, bro. But I'm gonna start this off with a question to you, Arden, and this is gonna kind of frame my entire argument. What player has the highest player efficiency rating right now?
Oh damn! Is it Giannis?
Nope. I'll give you 3 guesses.
Is it the Joker?
Bingo.
Yay,
Bingo. You win a prize. TBD on what it is. But hey man, that boy Joker is crazy right now and is just snapping out there. I mean, snapping. I think, I've been saying for at least the last 3 years, the Joker is the best passing big man that I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. I don't want to call him the best passing big man ever, but with these 2 eyes, with these 2 peepers, 4 eyes, because I got glasses on, with these 4 eyes, best passer I've ever seen. Some of the dimes he throws, his feel for the game is tremendous. But just for numbers right now, averaging 27 points, 11 boards, 9 assists, nearly putting up a triple-double at 6'11". He's top 10 in points, assists, and boards, shooting 57% from the field, 43% from 3. I mean, I want to focus on the word valuable. If you've ever watched a Nuggets game, you'll be hard pressed to find a player that is more valuable to his team's success than Nikola Jokic. They run their entire offense through him. When they have a great young point guard in Jamal Murray, but what the Joker allows him to do, because he is a pass first guy, even though he's throwing up 27, he will gladly throw a dime first. It allows Jamal Murray to be the lethal scorer that he is. I think when you saw that playoff run that they had last year, I think that's a perfect example of what this team's potential could be. Now, I think they're 5th in the West right now. I think they'll probably rise up a little bit because, no LeBron and no AD out in LA. So they'll probably drop. But, I mean, come on now. I don't think – and I was looking at, the NBA prior MVP winners. There hasn't been a center to win the award since Shaq did it in the 99-2000 season. You know what I'm saying? The 99-2000 season. It's time for that to end, man. Bring the MVP trophy to Denver, especially, and I'm gonna put this out there, especially if they finish top 3. If they finish top 3 in the West, I think you got to give it to them, man. You have to. I think Joker is still growing as a player. I think. Because if you look at what I loved about this, and I'm gonna pass it off, the fact that his numbers keep getting better, they keep improving. He didn't average 20 points last year. He averaged like 19 something, high 19s. And so for him to now kick it into a totally different gear, and I know I'm falling into the narrative argument, but I don't care. The fact that this man is shooting more shots, making more shots, and doing it at a higher clip than he was the previous year, I don't think that you can find a man that is more valuable to his team than Nikola Jokic, man. I just don't. Plus, he's a perfect example of what the modern NBA is right now. 6'11", shooting better from 3 than your boy James Harden, because I know he's not shooting 40% right now. Shoot better than. That's true. I would. I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't think Steph Curry is shooting 43%. I want to say he's shooting 42%. That's crazy to me. That this man at 6'11" is shooting.
Need a stat check.
Stat check? Okay, yeah. Of course. That's the beauty of the modern NBA in the 40.3%. 40.8% this year. Shooting better percentage than the greatest shooter of all time. And I'll easily say that because Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. I'll throw it back to you, Arden. Who you got for me? I think I know where you're going, but...
Listen, I will say this. I am nowhere close to mad, opposed, or surprised at the thought of Joker being for MVP. And I will even give you this. If I'm not going to say top 3. If they land in the top 2, I'm cool with them being MVP.
Okay.
I truly will love that. But with that said, the man that has been playing with a hurt back, hurt hip, and I'm seeing that, the weight of carrying the team. Load on.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Who the other night gave us 25, 17, and 7 despite being questionable. You dig what I'm saying? Then gave us 40, 15, and 10, 21, 15, 14, 21, 10, and 10, averaging 25, 11, and 7, and is doing so while being in position to get the top seed in the East. I'm still rolling with my man, the Beard. And I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm seeing more people online.
That's true.
Realize. That's
true.
The thought that James, whatever his middle name is, Harden, could very well win MVP.
He looks like a LaMelo.
Like I told y'all before, there is no rules in regards to this year's MVP race. And if there is a rule, we are talking about straight hoop, bro. We're not going into narratives. We are not disqualifying players for having other star teammates. We are talking about play and efficiency. And the Joker has a great argument. Great argument. But
That's
I have
to
watch this man and his team be out of the playoff race and have to make up a whole bunch of ground. What I've seen from the Beard was take a Nets team and elevated it despite the fact that they had already 2-star players. So the fact that you can go to a team that already has 2-star players, really nice depth, really nice coaching staff, and you can elevate it while being a lexicon. We know on any given night, he can give us 20, 15, and 10, and then go, hold on, let me get in my Birkin and give you 40, 15, and 10 too. I can do this when healthy, and I can do this with a hurt back and a hurt hip, and with a rotation of players who are just being inserted in this lineup. Oh, hello, Blake Griffin. Oh, hello, whoever your name is. Oh, hello, potentially JJ Redick if he gets bought out and is signed by the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, hello, Andre Drummond if he gets bought out and signed to the Brooklyn Nets. My man is doing his thing despite the fact that KD is hurt and the fact that Kyrie, in the most gangster way possible, is telling the NBA, listen, I have days off, okay? I have PTOs. So I'm going to use them whenever I feel like it. So
that's real.
On his birthday.
I love Harden's argument. On his birthday, but other times for really serious reasons to non-serious reasons, we've had Kyrie call up the Nets and be like, hey, bro, I'm off.
Or sometimes just not even call the Nets. Just not show up.
Yeah, bro.
Just not even show up. But not even show up.
He's just like, I'm not pulling up. I don't feel like it.
That's real.
I respect that so much. But that's why I also respect James Harden. Because James Harden is the glue that is keeping his team that is currently one game out of first place in the East. But to go back to the Joker, because at one point earlier this season, I said the Joker was in great position to win MVP, but that was when Harden was in Houston and the other candidates weren't candidating. Like I said, if the Joker can get a top 2 seed, top 3, nah, even though that would be impressive. Top 3, nah. Top 2, if they can overcome a red-hot Phoenix team for that second seed, the MVP is his.
I would just like to point out that you said that the narrative does not matter this year, and then you proceeded to give me a narrative about why James Harden is the MVP, specifically the fact that it doesn't matter who he's playing with. That's part of the narrative, though. Is that or not? Come on now. That's part of the narrative.
I feel like it's less narrative and more about play. Like if you got a
yes, you're correct.
That is playing around and a constantly changing lineup. All right, I got Kyrie one day, I don't. I have Kevin twice, figuratively, and then I haven't had him.
Yeah.
And then you got to bring in all these new players. I think narrative would be me saying, you see how he's making everybody so much better and all these new guys. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, my dog is balling regardless of who's there. And now he's doing it injured. And the only thing I would say closest to narrative is those signature performances. What he did the other night versus Portland, I think at Portland, a playoff team with Dame Dollar, another viable MVP candidate. For him to be injured and to basically be ruled out and come out and play. Come on. That's the type of stuff where it's like, if Buddy's going to have those signature performances on top of everything else that I'm pitching for him every week, unless the Joker gets a top 2 seed and some crazy signature performances that shuts down the timeline like Harden did the other night, it's curtain.
First of all, I mean, I don't think Jokic is ever going to shut down the timeline. People just don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people respect, because it's a guard game, you know what I'm saying? People are not going to look at Nikola Jokic and what he's doing. Plus, the way he plays the game, how slow he is, like, that's something for, like, the basketball heads like us, you know what I'm saying, to enjoy. Not the casual basketball fan isn't enjoying Nikola Jokic the same way they're enjoying James Harden. But I agree. And for the record, because I said that James Harden looks like his middle name is LaVelle, which I will, for 100% go to my grave thinking, because he just does. It's Edward.
What is James Harden's middle
name? Edward.
Confirm that before we wrap up.
It's Edward. I just looked it up.
For real? It's Edward?
Yes, it's Edward. Isn't that surprising? That's mad surprising. My man Ed out here hooping. Ed for MVP.
James Edward.
It is James Edward Harden Jr.
He's a junior. Oh.
Yeah. So, I think he's a lot less cool now. I'm not going to lie, bro. That Edward's not doing it for me.
Yeah, bro. LaVelle's a lot cooler, bro. LaVelle's a lot cooler. One thing I forgot to mention about, James Harden had 7. You said he had 17 assists the other day? Didn't I see that correctly? He had 17 assists the other day?
17 assists.
I thought that would lead the league. When you mentioned it, I was like, dang, I think that might lead the league for, the most assists in a season. This year.
He's first in average in assists per game this year.
Okay. No, I'm just talking about single game total number of assists for this year. I thought that would, what I'm saying, lead it, but I'm just perusing my man's Joker's stats a little bit, and I saw he had 18 assists the other day. So I don't know, man. Let's keep it going. Though. I enjoy this though.
13's built different, man. Built different. Walk different.
All these foreigners taking the MVP though, guys.
Whoa! Not the xenophobia. But that's where the league is heading, though.
I ain't saying it's a bad thing. I just pointed it out. We got Giannis, we got Joker. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But that's where the league's headed.
Luka's still a dark horse too.
Exactly. Once LeBron and KD and Stephen retire, the face of the league is going to be someone not from the United States of America. It's going to be either Giannis or Luka or Nikola. You know what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of the game.
More than likely, it will be white. So I'm going Luka. It's going to be Luka.
Well, also the original faces of America weren't American, so it makes sense.
Oof. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I was about to say, we got. Shoot, he opened up a can of worms. We had 55 minutes. Good Lord. About to go another hour talking about oppression.
Don't do that. But hey, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in to the first episode of the A&I Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can find us on YouTube. You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, and a growing list of platforms that's becoming more available to us by the day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy these games and enjoy much more. We'll talk to you guys later.
For sure. Peace.